Vietnam. While Richard served with the Marines in Hue, I served with the Army in the same area of operations. It is indeed a small world. Richard currently serves as the senior elected patriot for all 23 Purple Heart chapters in the state of Florida. Please welcome Commander Hunt.
What a wonderful day. Senator, I think I'm going to steal part of what you were talking about and follow up on that just a little bit. What brings us here today is a community, a small segment of America, who honors and respects their veterans. There's a memorial outside that we're going to unveil here shortly. What is that memorial all about? Well, it's about several things. It's about those that have given their lives in service of their country. It's to help the families of those who have lost loved ones, to help get on with their grieving. It's to help those that have been wounded in action to find a little bit more healing and more comfort as they try to assimilate in society. And it's about education. If we do not educate our young, we are doomed to failure. So yes, I subscribe wholeheartedly to that emotion. Let's keep our people here. Unfortunately, you and I both know that won't always happen. So when we send our youngsters into harm's way, for those that we lose, for those that are wounded, and those that come back, things like that beautiful monument outside will help us to never forget. Backing up just a little bit, on the Purple Heart itself, as the Senator said, it was known as the Badge of Military Merit. It has a very interesting background. General George Washington followed in the footsteps of what had been done militarily, and when an enlisted person exemplified themselves with acts of heroism and leadership and etc., he would make them an officer, as we do today. Continental Congress said, "General, you can't do that anymore." He said, "Well, why not?" And the answer was really simple. Continental Congress didn't have any money. Not only could they not pay their regular troops, they certainly couldn't pay their officers. And it made it much more difficult when there was an officer that was supposed to get paid and they couldn't be. So General Washington, being a true outstanding military leader, said, since this isn't right, for the common soldier and only the common soldier, we're going to have something known as the Badge of Military Merit. And it was to be worn on the left breast with purple cloth or silk with a white laced edging or edging of some sort. And what that basically did was give the very few recipients of this officer status, so to speak. They were able to pass through lines as though they were officers. There is a book somewhere that has not been found. The General's Log. Started out with 3 known to hold that award. It has since been expanded to 7. There may even be more. And if that log is ever found, then we'll know. I suspect one of these days it will be. And then in 1932, General George MacArthur, when he was reviewing the General Washington's papers, uncovered the Badge of Military Merit, decided that was a wonderful thing. They instituted the award. Shortly after it was instituted, made it for those that were wounded or killed in action, for the families, and then made it retroactive back to 1916, so it covered World War I. Sir, I can promise you that nobody ever wants the medal. Along with the things that we were talking about as far as never being forgotten, I'm going to share a little something that I do on a regular basis. I invite all of you individually to take this medal and turn it over. On the back it says for military merit, and on mine, this one right here, it has a name inscribed on it, and it's not mine. It says Murphy Gross.
That's not mine.
Here in this beautiful town, when we were instituting the Purple Heart chapter, I had a beautiful lady approach me and said, "My husband has passed away. We have no family. Commander, could you find a good place for his medals and his burial flag?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I can." Since that day, I have started wearing Murphy Gross's Purple Heart so that he's never forgotten. Yes, I have the Purple Heart, but there's not a thing in the world and not a thing in the law that says I have to wear my own. I can wear one. So for Murphy Gross, who comes from here, I wear this so that he's not forgotten. There will be a place and a time when all of his medals and his burial flag are put on permanent display. But in the process, the same as we don't forget Rona's son or any of the others that have fallen. Special little time for Murphy. One of the most humbling things that's ever happened with me is to be honored to serve the patriots of this great state. I am constantly involved with true American heroes. Thank you for that honor, and thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day.